Growing up, Kia was always considered a poor man's car, a cheap car, and that one kid in high school that you knew that drove a Kia always got made fun of. Fast forward over a decade, Kia is now kicking ass as one of the most desirable brands out there. Starting over at Automotive News, Kia beats US sales record despite production challenges. We're going to go into sales today as well as some really exciting things for the Kia brand and why they're doing so well. If you're new to the channel, my name's Kirk. I talk about Japanese and Korean cars. If you're into that, make sure you're subscribed. And let's talk about Kia. The year isn't even over and they passed their previous record from 2016. Through November, they had sold over 650,000 vehicles. In this image, we see the new Sportage, which goes on sale early next year, and we see this recently announced EV9 concept three-row crossovers, essentially an electric version of the Telluride. So in 2016, when they had their previous best at around 148,000 units, their sales mainly came from Soul, Rio, Forte, and Optima, all very inexpensive and small fuel-efficient cars. Now outselling that this year, we see the Telluride, Sorento, Sportage, and Seltos, all crossovers, especially big ones with the Telluride and the Sorento. Even if their December is not great this year, Kia could break 700,000 deliveries. And this is mind-blowing. Kia even outsold Hyundai in November by nearly 8,000 cars. Hyundai is a larger and more established Korean brand in the United States. And looking at end of November sales, so the first 11 months of 2021, Kia is up 22.6%, outpacing the growth of Hyundai at just 23.5%. And if you look at one of the bigger Japanese companies in Subaru, they are spanking Subaru by over 100,000 units. And Subaru's second half of 2021 has been an absolute catastrophe as they cannot get any parts or chips. And the Koreans are a little bit more self-reliant with a lot of their parts and semiconductors and things like that coming from Korea. So they have a little bit more hands-on with their own parts. And if we look at Kia sales here, quantity hasn't changed a whole lot since, let's say 2014, since they've been selling near 600,000 vehicles per year. The quantity hasn't changed that much, but what has changed the size and the cost of their vehicles. They're now producing more expensive vehicles, which is going to have higher profit margins. So Kia is doing the right thing here, not necessarily going for a huge amount of sales, which they could have if they just continue to offer cheap cars, because there aren't that many cheap cars in the market. They still have a few of those cheap cars, but now they have a much more fleshed out lineup. Anything from about $15,000 to around $40,000, the Telluride. And now with the EV6 coming out, the EV6 have a rear wheel drive, 200 horsepower or so, and scale up over 500 horsepower. It's ridiculous. And to celebrate their shift as a company, Kia did redesign their logo in their past year. Hate it or love it, I think it's a great idea in terms of marketing. Their old logo was often associated with their entry-level identity, their bargain basement identity. That friend in high school that had a Kia and everyone gave him crap for, that's the identity that old logo had. This new one definitely paints a new picture of their current identity, which is very forward-leaning and futuristic. And the EV6 was named Crossover of the Year at TopGear.com. It's only been on the market for about a month, I think the end of October in Europe. It'll go on sale here in the early part of 2022. And the looks of the EV6 are quite stunning, in my opinion. So are the Ioniq 5. I like the retro design cues of the Ioniq 5. There are a few things on the Ioniq 5 that the styling just doesn't do it for me, like the overstyled wheel arches, all the lines on the side. I think the Kia EV6 is much more sleek and attractive, European-esque sort of design, or the Ioniq 5 is something more from comic or a futuristic comic book or something like that. Not only that, Kia EV6 shortlisted for 2022 Car of the Year, and this is over at the Car of the Year Awards, and Kia unwraps second-gen Niro compact crossover. The Niro, well, the current Niro is like the most forgettable generic design I've ever seen on a crossover. I promise you there's more of them around you than you know. They just kind of blend in, camouflaged. They're the most ho-hum design. Now what they did with this new Niro here is they've gotten a very unique design. I think the hybrid and the plug-in hybrid look a little bit better. The front end looks better than even the EV model. And the Niro was Korea's answer to the Prius. Well, they've taken it to that next level and they're definitely leading the charge of electrification over so many brands, but especially their arch rival, the Japanese cars. And so while Kia outpaces Subaru here in the United States, Kia outpaces Tesla in Swedish EV sales. So I know it's just a small amount of volume. We were talking about nearly 700,000 units being sold here in the United States. This is just the EV volume. Anyways, it kind of paints a picture of what could be going on in Europe. Kia could be taking out Tesla as a strong EV player, or they'll always be a strong EV player. I'm assuming, at least for the near future, Tesla that is, but Kia already kind of dethroning them, putting them aside, and while Volkswagen and Kia are coming and taking in the top spots 1 and 2 in Sweden. And until October, Kia had been behind Tesla, but their EV sales last month helped them move up the ladder. However, the Niro plug-in hybrid has also helped drive up sales, both of them accounting for around 360 units each in the month of October. Sweden is one of the top EV markets in Europe, accounting for 16% of all car sales in Sweden, definitely way behind Norway at around 60% and Iceland behind 28%, but it's still a huge portion. To give you an idea, in America, EVs only represent 2 to 3%. And I'm talking about battery electric vehicles here. And looking back at the growth of Kia from 2008, of course, that time was not that great for any car sales, but just look at that massive surge. They're selling probably close to 700,000 units this year. They've already broke their all-time record. And looking forward, things look really, really bright for Kia. Just unveiled their first electric vehicle, the Telluride. They can't even make enough of those things. I see them everywhere down here in South Florida. People love those big 3-row crossovers. And talking about their designs, just about every single Kia model that has a counterpart on the Hyundai lineup looks better in the Kia design. Their Tiger Nose grille and the evolution of that over the years has always looked good. And while both brands definitely usher in futuristic designs on both lines, on Hyundai and Kia, I just think Kias look better. They look sportier, they look cleaner, and that bodes well. If you have good looking cars, people are going to want to be seen in them. And also another thing that Kia benefits from is Hyundai's technology. And they're really good interiors. Get inside of a modern Kia and Hyundai, the amount of features you have in there, the overall internal design and comfort and quality is outstanding. And Kia and Hyundai continue to employ lots of features at great price points that the other manufacturers struggle to offer at identical or close enough price points. So they still maintain that bang for your buck philosophy, but now they also have great looking designs and tons of models that will apply to just about everyone who is buying a car, from cheap econo boxes to 3-row luxury tier crossovers. And now you have your choices of different EVs in their lineup, and it's only going to expand from there. But seeing Kia kick butt like this is great, and I can't wait to see where 2022 takes them. I can't wait to drive the EV6 for the first time as well. Anyways, guys, I'll see you in the next video. If you enjoyed it, smash the like button, subscribe for more. See you in the next one. Peace.
you.